Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we're talking about the double homicide of Spencer and Monique Tepe out of Columbus, Ohio. Today, there was a press conference about the double homicide pertaining to Michael McKee, the alleged unaliver. And we're going to look at all of that. And we've learned a lot of things that we have been wanting to know. We have a lot to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne.
Thank you, Major Mama. Appreciate that.
Dressed in truth and pearls, the fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my clothes, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is January 14th, 2026. It is currently 5:09 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully, you are well wherever you are. Appreciate you joining me on this live stream. And for my replay crew, or you, good to see everyone in chat. I've got a lot to talk about today. There was a live press conference, I think around 11:30 or something this morning, 4 or 5 hours ago, something like that. I wanted to get to it, but I had to work. So that kind of happens sometimes. Dreamcatcher, please read my message. Where's your message, baby? Where's your message? I don't know where did you text me or what? Justin sounds like Speedy Gonzalez at the start. I do. Ooh. Good to see everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Navy Mama Deb, thank you so much for your support, my dear. Appreciate that. Thank you for gifting that. If you receive that pearl necklace, make sure you thank our beautiful Navy Mama Deb. Thank you so much, love. Guys, yes, thank you so much, Wild Angel Roxy. If you guys just please hit that thumbs up button, would be so thankful. Share the live out on any of your favorite social media. Just hit the share button and drop that link, whatever platform you choose. I really do appreciate that. I see you guys sharing that out there. Means so much, really. Um, Hello, Crystal Pistol, Trishy, Marisa, good to see you. Catherine, Shelby, Nerdy, hello, Teresa, Wild Angel Roxy, Dreamcatcher, Sassy, Pickaboo, Carolyn, Pam, Boo, Linda, good to see you. Carol, Wendy, Shelby, Bo, Pam. There's Miss Daphne, Gen Xers, Catherine, Kathleen, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hey, Miss Dolores, good to see you, my darling. Thank you so much. Hey, everyone. I love you, not as much as we love you, Miss Dolores. Thank you so much. Good to see you. Hey, Dukes, Amy, everyone coming in. All right. So we're going to watch this press conference. I know a little bit about the press conference, but I wanted to give you my honest reaction. I always try to give you my honest reaction on this, and we're going to watch it. It's from what I understand, it's a really short, um, press conference about the doctor. He lived in Virginia. Yep, yep. Hmm. Yep, yep. I'm close to Roanoke. I'm really close to Roanoke as well. Justin, I'm running around chasing my chickens to go inside my coop. We had that conversation the other day. Hey, Miss Smiley. Hey, darling. Good to see you. Okay, so we're going to get right to it. I got a bunch of stuff we got to talk about today. Bunch of stuff. And so get ready for that. Um, Credit for this one is going to go to WLWT. WLWT.
Just wanted to go over a little bit of the timeline. On December 30th, 2025, at approximately 10:04 a.m., Columbus Police Patrol officers were dispatched to the 1400 block of North 4th Street on a well-being check. Officers arrived at scene and located the two adult victims suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. We now know that they were identified as Mr. Spencer Tepe and Mrs. Monique Tepe. Their two small children were also found in the residence, physically unharmed. On January 10th, 2026, detectives filed warrants charging Michael D. McKee, 39, with 2 counts of murder in the deaths of Spencer and Monique Tepe. Mr. McKee was arrested in Rockford, Illinois without incident. He's currently incarcerated in the Winnebago County Jail and awaiting extradition to Columbus. We believe at this point, we have the person responsible for the murders of Monique and Spencer Tepe in custody, and that person is Michael McKee. This is still an active and ongoing investigation. Detectives are still going through evidence, tips, and videos. We can't speak to all the specific details related to this case, so we don't want to jeopardize the ultimate goal of conviction. But what we can say, this was a targeted attack. This was a domestic violence related attack. As we know, McKee is the ex-husband of Monique Tepe. We can say that we have the suspect's vehicle on neighborhood video surveillance arriving just before the murders and leaving shortly after. Detectives were able to link this vehicle to McKee. The vehicle was located in Rockford, Illinois, and evidence was found that showed McKee in possession of the vehicle before and after the homicides. We can also say that multiple weapons were taken from the property of McKee, and there is a preliminary link from our NIBIN to one of the weapons that ties it to the homicides. I want to say that our detectives work around the clock to be able to solve this case, but it's equally important to know that while this is gaining national attention, we work around the clock to solve all of our homicide cases. I'd like to bring the mayor up now to say a few words.
Thank you, Chief, and thank you all for joining us this morning. I want to thank Chief Bryant, the women and men of the homicide division who have done an incredible job on this case and so many other cases, 100 cases solved in 2025 because of their tireless work and professionalism and tips and information from the community that helped us achieve such incredible solve rates. I want to thank also members of the press for sharing timely information, including the video footage of the person of interest that we know now is Mr. McKee. Members of the community for supporting CPD's investigation and for continuing to pray and support the Tepe family, particularly these little children. Just want to take a moment to express gratitude, grief, and resolve, not only for myself, but for the entire Columbus community. Grateful to the Division of Police for their professionalism and persistence and for their tireless work and collaboration that led to this arrest. You followed the facts and evaluated every credible lead with intentionality, integrity, and care for the victims and their families. I also want to thank members of the community who stepped forward with video footage and tips. Like so many cases CPD solved in 2025, the public helped us work this case. It's a clear example of how public safety is strongest when police and community are working together. I'm encouraged by the cooperation that continues to grow between our police and our residents. I pray this collaboration will help us prevent violent crime from happening in the first place, but it's also a powerful, powerful tool for solving crime when it does occur. The tips that were submitted in this case mattered, and I'm grateful to the residents and businesses who shared information. As Chief described, this was a targeted domestic violence attack that resulted in the deaths of 2 people and irreparably changed the lives of their children, families, colleagues, and friends. Our hearts remain with Spencer and Monique, their loved ones, and especially the children impacted by this unimaginable loss. As this case now moves through the criminal justice process, we'll continue to respect this investigation and allow investigators and prosecutors to do their work. As Chief said, we will not do or say anything that will compromise the likelihood of a conviction. One thing we can still offer this family is the best possible chance at a conviction and justice for this unspeakable crime. We could also continue to lift up this family in our thoughts and prayers. I will continue to lift up every one of the 84 families that lost a loved one due to violence in 2025. And I know the Chief and the Division of Police will too, in their thoughts and their actions. I know this case has taken on national interest, but I want to tell each of these families, these 84 families, CPD pursues every case with the same intensity, commitment, and resolve. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, sir. We'll take any questions at this time.
Chief, can you comment on a motive in this case? I mean, why did he allegedly kill Monique and Spencer and also leave the children alive?
At this time, we cannot comment on the motive. Again, part of the investigation.
Did you find any other evidence in his home in Lincoln Park?
What I can tell you is that we did search his property and we have evidence, but I can't speak to any specific evidence.
So there were no signs.
Can you tell us which police agency arrested him and where he was taken into custody in Rockford?
Sure. This case is a great example of partnerships. So our partners with Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, ATF, federal agents, took him into custody very close to his place of employment.
What can you tell us about McKee's whereabouts between the day of the crime and the day he was picked up?
Part of the investigation. Unfortunately, as we talked about, we're not able to share specifics, but what we can tell you is that we have evidence that he was there during the time of the actual homicides.
You said there were no signs of forced entry. Are you able to say any more about how he got into the house?
Unfortunately, we're not able to talk about that at this moment.
Is there any indication he had interactions with the kids, or the kids may have seen or heard anything at this point?
We don't have that information. Again, part of the investigation, there's just certain things we can't talk about.
Neighbors had said that they had seen McKee in the neighborhood and in front of the Tepe home days before the homicide. Can you confirm that?
At this time, we're unable to talk about specific information, but again, when we get additional information, we'll be more happy to share it to the public.
I know this is ongoing investigation. I don't know if you can say this, but obviously they were divorced. Are you able to say anything about their relationship after that divorce? It was in 2017. Were they civil? I know he had a second wife as well.
Again, there is, the investigation is still ongoing. Just understand, we're still collecting information. We're still going through a lot of evidence, and there's just some things that we can't speak to right now.
Can you talk about the extradition? Will you be going to Rockford and pick him up, and when will that happen?
I'll let you speak to that.
Sure. We have policy related to extraditions. Felony warrants out of state are primarily handled by extradition companies. And so the determination of whether or not it will be detectives from Columbus or an outside entity, likely an outside entity, but the logistics are being worked out as we speak.
Any idea when that will happen?
I don't know when that will happen.
What kind of weapons did you find in his home?
We can't speak to specific weapons, but we did recover multiple weapons from the home. From his property.
How quickly was McKee a suspect? I know that family told us they pretty much assumed that he was behind this crime.
What I can tell you is that every piece of evidence, every tip that we received, we immediately began to investigate it. So I can't give you a specific timeline, but any information that came in was immediately evaluated and investigated.
Are you able to say about how many tips you received? Obviously, people became really attached to this case.
Do you know specific numbers?
We don't have an exact number of the amount of tips that came in because some of them were the same or similar. So it was numerous, and it was from multiple sources, which was greatly appreciated from the community, the media, the past individuals that were knowledgeable and familiar with the family, and then the residents of the area, which ultimately led us to this day right now.
We know digital forensics
Sorry, go ahead.
We know digital forensics and DNA play a big role in investigations these days, but it doesn't happen in 60 minutes with commercial breaks. Is there any sense of the timeline of when some of that information will become available to you guys through that testing?
We're continuously looking for information, waiting for information. Unfortunately, we can't give you a specific timeline, but we're continuously working to get that information in.
The family mentioned that Monique previously said that he had been abusive towards her in the past. Was there any evidence or indication of that prior to this incident?
What I can tell you is that we did not have any reports, or we did not have any information related to any type of incidents regarding the ex-husband and Monique.
Can you tell us if McKee and Mrs. Tepe had any contact leading up to this incident, months, weeks?
Any stalking concerns there?
Again, what we can share with you, we are sharing with you. There are some things that we can't share for investigative purposes, but what I can tell you again is that we didn't have any reports or anything linked to that specific location as it relates to the ex-husband and Monique Tepe.
Do you believe he's the person in the video that you shared, the person of interest?
We do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so there we have it. We did learn quite a bit of things in this hearing. One of them being about the pew pew, right? Let's see here. Let me look at my notes here. She's not the sheriff. Who is she? Whoever she is. The chief, that's what she is. She says, we believe we have the person for the unalivings, MURDRS, and that person is Mr. McKee. She also said, we don't want to jeopardize the investigation, so they can't say a lot right now, and they're still learning a bunch of stuff. She says this is a targeted attack, and this was DV, domestic violence, right? She also says they have his vehicle, and that the vehicle they got in possession of, or that, sorry, Mr. McKee was in possession of the vehicle before the crimes and during and after the crimes, right? Another interesting thing, they collected, and this one is a surprising one for me. They collected multiple weapons from his property, and that they believe that one of those weapons is the one that took place in this crime. The mayor followed up and said that they followed the facts of this case with care and intentionally. He thanked the community, the public, and the press. He says this changed the lives of many in the community, the family, and Spencer Monique's colleagues, family, and friends. He also says as this moves through the court, they will respect the process, and that one thing that they can offer this family is that Spencer and Monique get a fair hearing in order to get justice for them. And he seems seemingly confident in that. So I think they got a pretty solid case here, if you ask me. Very, very interesting. I thought that GUN would be tossed. Didn't you guys? Is it just me? I thought that would have been out the window, in a river, something like, Koberger did or something. But damn, they didn't. That's what's really shocking to me. This, I guess, I mean, this is truly, definitely premeditated, but they are charging him for premeditation. But yeah, I agree. Why would he take it home? So it seems like they have the GUN. They have an exact time on the murders. They have video of what they believe is Mr. McKee. They have Mr. McKee in the location of the homes before, right, the murders and after the murders. And they can track him all the way to Rockford, Illinois. They took out a bunch of GUNs, weapons, in his home, which I'm a little surprised that he had a bunch. To me, he just didn't seem like the type. I don't know. That's, yeah, cocky. Yes, exactly, Smiley. Yes, that's exactly the feeling I get. It's like he doesn't care enough. However, he's still pleading not guilty, in my opinion, to drag out the families. Maybe. Red Moon, bless. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you for gifting the pearl. You're a legend. Appreciate you, my dear. If you received that pearl necklace, make sure you give our Red Moon Bliss a big old thank you. Really do appreciate that. I think it was a baby monitor that picked up the sound. May have. One of the reporters asked that Michael McKee was allegedly in the neighborhood days before the murders. I'm wondering, was he doing that to stalk out the place, or was he doing what you call like a dry run? Or sometimes a murderer will go to the place planning on to do the unalivings, they might get cold feet, something might not be right, whatever, the right situation. They might not be home, whatever. So I'm kind of curious about that. Yeah, standing at the fence. And to me, if he was standing at the fence, that's only to intimidate. That's only to intimidate. Right. And we still don't know how he got in that door, or how he got in the house, rather. Justin, I didn't think people were allowed pews in Chicago. Well, he's not in Chicago, he's in Rockford. But why wouldn't they be allowed pews in Chicago? I mean, the crime rate is, you have a constitutional right as an American to have a firearm as long as you're not a felon. I mean, federal always trumps state, always, 100%. So there's that. That's very interesting. That is one thing I'm really, really shocked about, is that. And then, like she said, once they get more information, they'll let more information out. Y'all were asking me in chat, how long do you think it's going to be before a trial? He has the right to a speedy trial. We all do. That's part of our constitutional rights. However, if he is pleading not guilty, don't expect it to be anytime soon. It's going to be a slow drip. Because this is a very high profile case. But also, he might take a deal, and there's not going to be really any of that, right? They can sandwich. They can. Right? He wants to make her family suffer. And the thing is, like, his attorney or the DA may go to him and be like, listen, this is all we have, all this stuff right here that we're going to prove that you did this. And that might change his mind, because it sounds, in my opinion, they've got a lot. They've got a lot. So, well, I remember neighbors saying they heard talking outside. I wonder if he made his way in, and speculating here, Spencer went to wake up Mo, and then he viewed them. I don't think anybody came to the door. Oh, thank you, Leslie. It's just it's just kind of like a floodlight that changes colors. That's all it is. We are all why they are taking the time to give him a slow trial. He didn't have any time to. He didn't have any time. Well, I mean, he has the right to a speedy trial. Everyone does, but most attorneys and stuff aren't ready for that. If you're going to be, because this is a very, very high profile case, and it's going to be very difficult, to say the least. Okay. A lot more coming out here. Well, and also think about this. He's got another case that he's going to be having to deal with. And that is a malpractice lawsuit, which is very interesting. And we're going to learn a lot about that, I'm sure, in the days and weeks and months to come. He was avoiding that, right? So there's that. I wonder if he used wedding date or birthdays the codes to get in. I don't know. It's very interesting. We're going to go to WBNS right here and see what's up. There's a lot this evening, guys. WBNS. Weapon found on McKee's property, preliminary link to shooting deaths of Tepe, police chief says. Okay.
We will not do or say anything that will compromise the likelihood of a conviction. One thing we can still offer this family is the best possible chance at a conviction and justice for this unspeakable crime.
He's a really good
Breaking news
speaker.
right now at noon. Columbus police are confirming evidence shows Michael McKee was at the Tepe home in Weinland Park before and after Spencer and Monique Tepe were killed. We thank you for joining us for 10 TV News at noon today. I'm Tracy Townsend. Just 30 minutes ago, Columbus Police Chief Elaine Bryant and Mayor Andrew Ginther wrapped up a news conference with some new details about evidence in the Tepe killings. Monique's ex-husband, Michael McKee, is charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder. He was arrested in Rockford, Illinois on Saturday and is in jail now, waiting to be extradited to Columbus. Our team was asking questions at that news conference, pressing police for more information. Stacia Nakin and Carla Rogner are joining us now. We'll start with Stacia. Stacia, what was the biggest takeaway?
Well, at this point, Tracy, the biggest takeaway is that this is still an active investigation because there are so many more questions to be answered in this case. But I want to update you on what we heard and some of the biggest questions that we all still have. As far as a motive, there was no comment from Chief Bryant today because they are still investigating leads and tips at this point. And with McKee's extradition, there is no date set.
The motive is he's a freaking psychopath, in my opinion. That's the motive. And he is just jealous as
Those
hell.
logistics are still being worked out even at this hour. But one major development we heard was that investigators took multiple weapons from McKee's residence.
Look at this
One
picture.
they say with a link.
Look at this picture. They had a guard there at his door, so nobody could go in or go out. Very interesting. I'm wondering, because if he collected weapons, right, he obviously went out to ranges and all that before, right? So
Link to the crime scene. Here's what else Chief Bryant had to say about this investigation.
We believe at this point, we have the person responsible for the murders of Monique and Spencer Tepe in custody, and that person is Michael McKee. This is still an active and ongoing investigation. Detectives are still going through evidence, tips, and videos. We can't speak to all the specific details related to this case, so we don't want to jeopardize the ultimate goal of conviction. But what we can say, this was a targeted attack.
Saying it was a targeted attack and also pointing to the connection to domestic violence. And that is the first time we've heard that in this case from investigators. But so many questions that we had, and Tracy, we asked many questions that Chief Bryant, the other investigators, Mayor Ginther couldn't comment on because there's still so much more left for them to sift through as we figure out what comes next in this case.
All right, Stacia, we do appreciate that update. Of course, this story does seem to have captured the attention of everyone in the community and many across the nation. Police saying many people have given them invaluable information to help solve the case. 10 TV News reporter Carla Rogner is part of our team coverage right now. And Carla, the mayor did make that point, the point that tips mattered in this case. What else can you tell us about the community and its importance in the investigation?
Yeah, Tracy, that's exactly what he said. He thanked the community for all of the evidence that they've helped gather, from video evidence from the time of the murders to the information. You may remember police had shared this video of a person of interest walking in the alley around the time of the murders. Police now believe that person in that video is Michael McKee, the ex-husband of Monique Tepe. Police say that they tracked a vehicle that was also in the area at the time of the murders back to Michael McKee and later located that vehicle in Rockford, Illinois.
You know, I still want to see him walk. I want to see him walk. I want to see those pigeon feet, those pigeon toes, how he walks. I think that's something we have not got to see him walk, with his legs.
Where he was arrested. As Stacia said, we asked a lot of questions about a motive and other evidence recovered from the suspect's car and the search of his home in Lincoln Park. But police say there's just not a lot of information they can share right now. And the mayor says they don't want to compromise the investigation.
The tips that were submitted in this case mattered. And I'm grateful to the residents and businesses who shared information. As Chief described, this was a targeted domestic violence attack that resulted in the deaths of 2 people and irreparably changed the lives of their children, families, colleagues, and friends. Our hearts remain with Spencer and Monique.
Yeah, and police said that this morning they are still looking for help from the community, anything from information related to the murders, but they're even looking to hear from people who knew Michael McKee as they still work to put together how we got to this point. But right now, police, again, do not share too much information. They say they're continuing to review video footage and other evidence that they have right now. Reporting.
You can bet that they are going to be digging into Michael McKee's life in every way, shape, and form, from his childhood to his youth, adulthood, professional, private, romantic. They're going to be digging into it, you can bet. Now, what we have heard, and now People magazine is reporting that suspect Michael McKee allegedly threatened to unalive Monique Tepe, quote, many times, in quote, years before Ohio slayings, she told the family. And also, Michael McKee's family member spoke out about this on Facebook the other day, and I showed you guys that. So the man suspected of unaliving Monique and Spencer Tepe allegedly threatened Monique with her life years prior when he was married to her, a family member told People. Monique, 39, and husband, 37, were unalived in their home in Columbus, Ohio, December 30th. Their 2 children, 4 and 1, were a few feet away in the same house, but were physically unharmed. The arrest of Monique's ex-husband, Michael David McKee, in connection with the unalivings came as no surprise to Spencer's family, who say they were well aware of McKee's alleged conduct during his marriage to Monique. Spencer's brother-in-law, Rob, told People that Monique had been, quote, very vocal, end quote, about the alleged emotional abuse McKee, 39, inflicted on her during the marriage, which lasted about 2 years and ended in 2017. They weren't, it was a total of a 2-year marriage, but they weren't together a total of 2 years. McKee allegedly threatened Monique's life, quote, many times, according to Rob, who says that Monique had told him about the abuse. The alleged threats were verbal in nature. Monique was very vocal about being terrified of this guy until her death, end quote, says Rob, who is married to Spencer's sister. He was very emotionally abusive to her, to the point that it changed her as a person. And to me, this tracks. This absolutely tracks. I absolutely believe this, because of just how Monique left, right? She left whenever Michael was gone. She was scared, right? Justin, if you recall, you showed us he was wearing glasses in a video. I believe you had the shoes he was wearing correct as well. If you already mentioned that, I missed it. No, I haven't mentioned it today. I'm wondering, did he even change? You know what I mean? Did he even change after he unalived them? Or did he just drive straight back? Kind of interesting, isn't it? Terrified. Yeah, he said it changed her as a person. I mean, I've never been in like a DV situation, thank God, but I'm sure that would change you as a person. Yeah. It's going to be very interesting if his other ex-wife comes out and speaks as well. Yeah, I've heard that too, Daft, but I don't have anything solid on it, at this point. But authorities have not explicitly accused McKee of emotional abuse. People reach out to the public defender who is currently representing McKee in Illinois for comment about the allegations, but they did not immediately hear back. Chief Elaine Bryant said in the press conference this was, quote, targeted, end quote, end quote. This was a domestic violence related attack, end quote. Very interesting. Very, very interesting, if you ask me. In their if their relationship was bad, even before their wedding, why did she buy her own wedding rings? This is the thing about DV is it's not always bad. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, Canadian. It's not always bad, right? When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. And it takes a lot of times for people to actually leave. We're going to get to a few things here, but check this out, y'all. Yesterday, I was showing you some things when Michael McKee was younger. Well, this is Michael McKee is a senior ranked 5th in his class with a 3.9 GPA. He is a commended National Merit Scholar Biology Student of the Year and a member of the National Honor Society. Other honors and awards he won, including placing in the top 25 in Ohio's University's American History Contest and special mentioned All-Ohio in football. He is an active student council key club and is an altar server at St. Nicholas Parish. McKee also plays football, spending 3 years on the varsity team and enjoys golfing, hunting, and fishing. McKee plans on pursuing a pre-med major in college and aspires to become a surgeon one day. Isn't that interesting? I don't think he had worked for months, got out of control. He was, from what I understand, he was working. I think when he left Nevada, I think there was the patch there where he may not have worked for a while. But hey, Jamie, good to see you. Hey, I see you. Josie, good to see you. Adele, hello. So he's obviously very intelligent, but his social skills apparently suck. Bad. So on News Nation with Ashley Banfield, she does Michael McKee thought he was invisible on road during drive, ex-detective Banfield. I'm going to get to that. Very interesting here. Yep, they got him at his workplace. He did allegedly a surgery that day. And we were tracking last night because there's 2 ways that he could have gotten home. The quickest way is 6.5 hours. Quickest. And the next one would be 7 hours. The 6.5 hours has tolls, 7 hours doesn't. But he couldn't have gotten home before 11:30 in the morning. And that's straight there, not stopping once. So, and he allegedly did a surgery later that day. He's just saying that. So, I think he's crazy. Maybe. Listen to this, guys.
He's a retired homicide detective with a lot more cases under his belt than me, 400 of them at the Houston Police Department. Phil, it's good to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for doing this. So is it your expertise, my friend, that criminals simply seem to think they're invisible while driving in the dark?
Well, it's good to be back with you, Ash. It's been a while. Happy New Year. Yeah, there's always that feeling that running around under a cover of darkness where darkness is the absence of light. And so that gives them a form of security that can't be found anywhere else. And especially in an event like this, traveling at night, he may have traveled during the day. We don't know yet. Waited around, did his recon, and then he went and did what he did. And then he travels back at night. So it is a comfort to guys like this that they think they are invisible on the road.
Well, listen, again, I keep repeating it, innocent until proven guilty, but look at
Sorry, I was muted. They're saying 5.5 hours and 5 hours and 24 minutes. Mine said 6.5 and 7 hours.
these routes. I want you to weigh in on the importance of routes taken and routes avoided, meaning if a longer route was taken to avoid tolls, that speaks volumes to a homicide detective, doesn't it?
Well, all of these movements are going to mean something. They're going to tell part of the story. So what was interesting to me, what will be, is if they determine, and I'm sure they will, what was the route that he took going, and did that change in the route coming back? And is there some sort of plan that he had that this was going to, he thought he was throwing people off? But, you know, they're going to pull data, I would think, out of the car. If he had his cell phone with him, data out of there that's going to track him one way or the other.
Old time zone.
It will be interesting to see if he tried to alter the routes to kind of throw off his trail a little bit, so to speak.
Okay, so the time zone.
Times where there have been long.
So it says 6 hours, 56 minutes. So it'd be 5 hours, 56 minutes. And then it says 7 hours, 29 minutes. So it'd be 6 hours and 29 minutes. Mine's still different than theirs. I don't understand.
Long drives. And again, he's innocent until proven guilty. But if Dr. McKee did this, is it possible that he and his, I'm guessing, very expensive defense attorney, because he's a vascular surgeon and he's going to hire one, is it possible they could use the excuse, yes, I drove that route. I needed to talk to her, and that's all I planned to do to get them off the death penalty and premeditated murder?
Well, that's a good question, and I've been pondering what their approach is going to be for his defense.
Yeah, me too.
So they can, I guess, proffer that. They can say that kind of thing. But, you know, this is a case like all homicides where you let the evidence lead you where you need to be. And it's always a journey for the truth. They can have their opinions about what he did, and they can tell the story, but they can't have their own set of facts. And these kind of facts that I think they're going to be developed in the digital footprint that he made on this journey are going to be pretty hard to dispute. And I don't think that some weak argument about, hey, I was just going up there to have a chat and it just turned bad, that's not going to mean there's not a lot of depth.
Well, especially if they find a murder weapon, which we don't know if they've done that. But if they find a murder weapon, it's like you don't go for a chat and take ballistics with you. So that
Right.
could wipe that off the map.
Yeah. Yeah. And well, listen, if it turned bad, you actually call 911, not try to cover yourself up either. And who's going there at freaking 3 a.m. to begin with? Not hardly. It's 90 minutes from his workplace to Rockford on his condo in Chicago. Maybe they're doing it from his workplace, maybe.
Right there. I only have 30 seconds left, but I got to ask you, because you know about what happens to someone after he or she commits murder. And I wanted you to just weigh in on that drive home and what your thoughts are about what that drive home might have been like if he actually killed those people.
Well, I can tell you, I had a case similar to this where it was a long period of time, 8 hours. This particular character made 3 trips in about 30 hours, 8-hour trips. So 24 hours worth of driving. And I can tell you that these guys that do this kind of thing, especially something like this that is fueled with this intimate relationship, it's the same kind of thing, the same kind of high that Tom Cruise gets when he launches off of a mountainside on a motorcycle. It is the adrenaline rush, the dopamine, everything that happens in a moment of thrill. That's what he's experiencing. And I would be surprised if he even remembers anything about the drive home, other than the fact that he left the location and he arrived at his residence. So that period of time, that's a long period of time to think about what you did. And I would imagine part of it is going to be justifying, hey, I was right. I did what I had to do to protect myself, whatever that self was that he was trying to take care of. So yeah, it's a moment of reflection.
We don't know the type of vehicle he has yet. Don't know. Let me look at his background and see if it says on there.
I would imagine that he's looking up in that mirror at himself and he's thinking, yeah, I did this thing, and he is further justifying everything that he did.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our...
Yeah, he had a lot of time to think on that. He certainly did, and which is really, really interesting. He probably was trying to justify it in his mind and replaying it in his mind to he's just disgusting, if you ask me. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, so family member shares details. Well, let me do this one first. Oh, let me show you this. Here is some more photos. It was a red SUV. I haven't seen that. But here is Michael back in the day. He looks different now, doesn't he? Like he has a wide jaw here. I guess it might be the weight, but it's not. Let me see if I got it here. You see what I mean? Like it's not the same. I don't know. He just looks so different. Steroids does, it gives you roid face. And when I was being treated with Lyme's, I was on steroids for months, and it makes your face very puffy, and it can make your face kind of like a moon face. Yeah, golden. Yeah. Ears are pinned back. I think he's got his ears pinned back. Or is he just heavier now? I don't know. When he was little, he had he gives me Koberger vibes in this picture. Doesn't he? He gives Koberger. I mean, he could have gotten some plastic surgery. I don't know. Yes, he was adopted as a child. I swear I've noticed true psychos look different in pictures. Example, Frank Light. Makes me... His jawline is so different, yeah. I mean, it's not... I mean, the way... Maybe it's just the angle here, but it's not near as wide. You think he just matured? His mom died. I pulled up her obituary a while back. This is Biology 2, starring Mike McKee. He's, you know, skinny there. See that? He's like pretty skinny there. Yeah, I think they're both dead. Like Patti LaBelle. Who's like Patti LaBelle? I wonder how many patients he just let surgical table. I don't know. I think it's so weird. Yeah, I mean, it's just the irony of his friends doing the murder mystery game with him, and he was actually the murderer. Isn't that crazy? I bet they will be looking into... Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, you can... I mean, criminally, they might, but they definitely will with the civil file of them leaving that 8-inch catheter, 8-point-some-inch catheter in a patient. Here he is again. Michael McKee. Back in the day. Look, his jaw looks slim there. Doesn't look at his jaw there. Makes me wonder if his dad's death added to his turning into a monster. Maybe, but people say that he wasn't very emotional. It was hard to get an emotion out of him. He had to pre-plan it. I'm sure he made sure he had no office visits or surgery scheduled for that day. Absolutely. Mr. POTUS, he's just crazy. Seems like the motive is bizarre, in my opinion. Wasn't it like 10 years ago that they broke up? Yes. Yes. Hello, Miss Kelsey. Good to see you, love. How you doing? He was more, I think he was more muscular when he was with Monique, in my opinion. Right. But I don't know, the hair here, and I don't know, there's something about his face that gives me Brian Koberger vibes. I don't know. We shall see. So, family of the couple killed by ex-husband, quote, she just had to get away from him. They did an ABC interview, and we're going to look at that. I don't think that they are alive. I wonder who his bio parents are. The news said 800 miles travel. Oh, it's absolutely 800 miles. But, you know, that's not as much as Ashley, what's her name? Ashley Buzzard. I believe he either stayed in that town the night before. I do too. I think we'll probably learn something like that. That seems like a lot to drive straight there, do whatever he did, and straight back. That seems... Yeah, I've heard people say that too, Chaos Mama. I can see that as well.
Couple that was
All right,
killed in
here
their
we go.
home. The wife's ex-husband is in custody, waiting to be extradited.
I gotta pause this every little bit because it's ABC and they are jerks on it.
Leaving a grieving family behind. she just had to get away from him.
This morning, the family of Monique and Spencer Tepe speaking out about her ex-husband, now accused of murdering the couple. Monique's brother-in-law, Rob Misla, saying Monique told him Dr. Michael McKee was emotionally abusive.
Emotionally abusive, I would say that's an understatement. I really want to hear from his other ex-wife. I hope she does like an interview with like ABC or a local news or something like that. Really hoping. Probably didn't sleep at all roided up. Yeah.
Myself and many others.
I feel so sorry for this guy. He has been drugged through the
well
mud.
Aware of kind of the negative impact that he had on her. She was willing to do anything to get out of there.
McKee is charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder. Investigators say he shot and killed the couple last month.
Your name, sir, for the record, Michael McKee.
Authorities say the 39-year-old vascular surgeon.
You hear him say his name right there.
Authorities say the 39 counts of aggravated murder shot and killed the couple last month.
Your name, sir, for the record, Michael McKee. Your name, sir, for the record, Michael McKee. Michael McKee. Michael McKee. Michael McKee. Michael McKee.
Authorities say the 39-year-old
Michael
vascular
McKee.
surgeon killed the Tepes in the early hours of December 30th at their Columbus, Ohio home. A concerned friend going to the home where he heard the Tepes' 4-year-old girl and 1-year-old boy.
I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in.
A massive 10-day manhunt and
I didn't see where he had another wife either, but they're saying it. So I'm like, I don't know.
with authorities taking
She didn't
McKee
correct
into
him.
custody Saturday morning, about 400 miles from the crime scene. Divorce documents show Monique and McKee's marriage was brief. They wed in 2015 and split abruptly in 2017, citing they were incompatible. Monique speaking about her past relationships in her wedding vows to Spencer.
From day one, I knew you were something special. I had quite a journey to get to you. Countless bad bumble dates, wrong relationships, and waterfalls of tears. But it was worth every cringing second because it led me to you.
We just
You can tell that there is pain but love behind, like she's grateful. That's the feeling I get, that she's just grateful that she was led to Spencer. You know what I mean? What does his pupils look like in his mugshot? Can you zoom in?
want justice. We want this person that
can't with the
took
picture.
so much from not just us as a family, but so many more people, and obviously the kids especially. We want this person to pay for what they did.
And McKee's public defender says he plans to plead not guilty. Just such a sad story.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
And 2 kids. All right. Thank you, Will.
Once in a lifetime is never enough. Never enough.
Okay,
When I were
so
diamonds-
let me fix that right there. It's just so rare to hear someone do this after so long, right? Let me see here. Plunder wrote something here about the search as well. I want to read that. I'm trying to get a picture of his pupils. Someone wanted to see. Here we go. Check this out. Okay. Oops. We'll do a real close up with this mugshot. Oh, you can't see. It's really kind of blurry. But his pupils don't look dilated. He's a coward. He'll take a plea deal. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I am so angry, rather. He took the lives. It's so unfair. I think he was just angry. She was so happy. I think that's everything he wanted. And, social media, we only put out the good stuff, right? And I think that trips, people up. So let me read this, what Plunder wrote. Monique Tepe and Spencer Tepe's wedding video watcher was someone obsessively watching the wedding video of Monique plus Spencer on January 30th, 2021, Columbus, Ohio, prior to December 30th, 2025. The only person who can actually confirm if there were any spikes is YouTube video views at all for Monique and Spencer Tepe's wedding, which was published on July 5th, 2021, which was the creator, Rob, right? He's the one that made the video. Plus, anyone he gave access to view his actual YouTube studio video analytics would be able to definitively see if a stalker was viewing the nearly 5-year-old video. And I'm sure police could subpoena Google, YouTube for the records. The wedding of Monique and Spencer Tepe's YouTube video, did Michael David McKee watch it over and over again? The viewing public simply doesn't have absolute access at all to that detail. We cannot pinpoint it if one person from Chicago or Zanesville, Ohio, or Los Angeles or Las Vegas is watching the video and exactly when. Only police may obtain the type of data that can determine if Mr. McKee was watching Monique's wedding video. No one seemingly searched Monique Tepe and Spencer Tepe much at all during 2025. I checked the Google Trends and learned the exact searches for their names are pretty much flat until December 30th, 2025. I remember seeing Rob, the RLM7891 Cincy user on Reddit, getting plenty of well-deserved praise for his beautiful wedding video of Spencer and Monique, and he wrote something like the video only had 600 or so views over a year until recently. After the tragedy, the interest in the video for the general public obviously spiked. But was someone seething and watching the wedding video on replay the days before the double homicide? The video transcript and available public metadata do not provide a detail of historical breakdown of the viewership number for the past year. Detailed analytics such as month-to-month view counts or even day-to-day views are private data typically only visible to the channel owner via YouTube Studio. However, here is the current video ship status and public performance data for the video. And let me show you this right here. It's via Plunder. Current videos 55,645. Published date July 5th, 2021. Total likes 2,133. The video is a wedding film for Monique, filmed in Columbus, Ohio. Since the publication in July 2021, it has accumulated over 55,000 views. Without access to the creator's private analytics, it's impossible to say how many of those views specifically within the 12-month versus previous years. Sometimes third-party analytics platform offers public insight, though less accurate. Social Blade, Video Stats, TubeBuddy, all those. Google Trends doesn't really give us that info. They can give rough estimates, but won't show exactly the day viewers over year to year, or even the past 30 days without access to the video backend. So basically, we will have to wait for officials' confirmation from official sources, the YouTube analytics on the actual video over time. And let's see here. January 2026, it spiked, but there's Spencer Tepe, there's one on December 4th. It says December 21st to the 27th. There's a little spike right there. December 14th. I don't know. That's kind of interesting if you ask me. Kind of interesting. Was there like a trigger of a date, anniversary or something triggering? Well, they had applied for their wedding license, if I recall correctly. I showed it last night. I think it was like December 10th or December 12th, something like that. So there's that. You know, it could be something like that as well. Okay. Now let's go to this was earlier. I'm so thankful he didn't take his anger out on the kids. Oh my God, that would have been Atlanta. I am too. Oh, whoops. Hold on one second.
At Columbus Police Headquarters, where we just got information for the first time since Michael McKee was arrested and charged with the murders of Spencer and Monique Tepe. And the big information we learned is that they searched his home in Lincoln Park in Chicago, and they say they found weapons, and they believe they can link at least one of those weapons to the murders. But other than that, there wasn't a lot of information released, especially on a motive.
We did not get all of the answers to the questions that we all have about that motive, about when he'll be extradited. In fact, this was actually a really quick press conference. As news conferences go, sometimes they allow us to ask a lot of questions. They cut us off pretty quickly because there's just not a lot they can share right now, because the chief calling this an active investigation.
And we know that the suspect, Michael McKee, is the ex-husband of Monique Tepe, but they divorced back in 2017. So there's still also a lot of questions in what happened in those 8 years, if anything.
Oh, this is
we
interesting.
expect to find out more once he is extradited back to Columbus. But when that happens, that's still to be determined.
Station,
check
I
this
just left
out.
the chief's office here at Columbus Police Headquarters.
Okay. So just breaking a few minutes ago from ABC 6, on your side, and they said their headline is brother-in-law says Monique Tepe was, quote, willing to do anything, end quote, to leave Michael McKee. Wow. Hey, Scouts Boo, where have you been? I haven't seen you in ages. So good to see you, my dear. Thank you so much for your support, my darling. 2 months coming in clutch. Appreciate you, baby. Oops, there we go. Thank you, my love. Really do appreciate you. So good to see you, hun. I wonder if he tormented her one last time. I can't imagine. Oh, God. I don't know. I wonder, I mean, that makes you think, doesn't it? That makes you think, like, did he, who was unalive first, right? Was it Spencer? Was it Monique? And if it was Spencer, think about that. He couldn't do anything about it. And she would have obviously been, I can't even think about it, horrified. And did he want her to know it was him? You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm here. He's probably very sick like that, if you ask me. All right. So the brother-in-law says Monique Tepe was willing to do anything to leave Michael. It sounded like a desperate situation, if you ask me. And I don't know. But he was Spencer was supposedly out of his bed, and I think she was still in
What led
bed.
to the arrest in the Tepe murder investigation?
It has been more than 2 weeks now since Spencer and Monique Tepe were shot and killed in their Weinland Park home. Good evening, I'm Mike McCarthy.
I'm Jessica Ralston. Monique's ex-husband, Michael McKee, is accused of murdering the couple in a targeted domestic violence attack. Steve Levine and Aaron Simonek were there as Columbus police talked about this case that has made national headlines. Aaron kicks off our team coverage tonight.
Yes, good evening to you both. Now, this is the first time Columbus police and city leaders have held a media briefing involving the murders of Spencer and Monique Tepe. This does come as Monique's ex-husband, Dr. Michael McKee, awaits extradition in an Illinois jail. Columbus police say the investigation into Spencer and Monique Tepe's murders is ongoing as they continue to collect evidence.
We can't speak to all the specific details related to this case, so we don't want to jeopardize the ultimate goal of conviction. But what we can say, this was a targeted attack.
Columbus police confirming this video of a person of interest walking towards the Tepe's property is Monique's ex-husband, Dr. Michael McKee, now charged with their murders. Columbus police say video of McKee's car was seen in the area before the time of the murders, leaving shortly after. 8 years after their divorce, McKee's motive remains unclear.
Can you tell us if McKee and Mrs. Tepe had any contact leading up to this incident, months, weeks?
Any stalking concerns there?
Again, what we can share with you, we are sharing with you. There are some things that we can't share for investigative purposes.
Police tell us there were no complaints or reports filed against McKee prior to the attack. No indications of him disturbing the Tepes. But how did McKee access their home?
Unfortunately, we're not able to talk about that at this moment.
Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther said evidence provided by the public helped point McKee as the suspect.
It's a clear example of how public safety is strongest when police and community are working together.
At 9:42 Saturday morning, federal ATF agents took McKee into custody at a Chick-fil-A near a Rockford area hospital where he was employed as a vascular surgeon. Authorities also confirm multiple guns were taken from the home, with the murder weapon also located. As attention only continues to grow on the case, Mayor Ginther stating every unsolved homicide in the city is...
Do you guys think that he left a lot of physical evidence behind, any sort of DNA, footprints like that? Or do you think this is going to be a digital case, with like him obsessing over Monique, or, you know, watching everything she and Spencer did, where the car was, all of that? Probably took a lot of their DNA with him when he went. Fibers is going to be something, you know, it doesn't sound like I mean, I'm sure they were watching him the entire time. Like if he was going to clean out his car, they would have probably made an arrest sooner.
treated with the same amount of intention. Once again, limiting what information can be relayed to media to not disrupt the investigation.
One thing we can still offer this family is the best possible chance at a conviction and justice for this unspeakable crime.
Investigators say McKee has invoked his rights, meaning he is not speaking with police. This does come as he remains in an Illinois jail. But of course, there are many unanswered questions involving the investigation into these murders. Our Steve Levine takes off our coverage from here.
Investigation with many unanswered questions. And I can tell you that we did press Columbus Police for answers. We repeatedly asked them for details in this case. Detectives still following up on tips, evidence, and video. But we can tell you work already underway to return McKee
thank you, Holly.
to Ohio.
This is still an active and ongoing investigation.
Columbus Police telling us despite Michael McKee locked up and charged with aggravated murder in the shooting deaths of his ex-wife Monique Tepe and her husband Spencer, the case far from over. Investigators still pursuing evidence and tips.
We can't speak to all the specific details related to this case, so we don't want to jeopardize the ultimate goal of conviction.
Columbus Police not releasing any details about a motive, how McKee entered the Tepe home, and the types of guns found in McKee's Chicago high-rise condo in Lincoln Park. One of those weapons linked to the Tepe homicides. Neighbors had said that they had seen McKee in the neighborhood and in front of the Tepe home days before.
Okay. And it quit. Okay, I don't know what that's for, but Rob, he said, quote, from day one, I knew, sorry, wasn't Rob. This is the wedding vows. Rob actually said in this quote, myself and many others were well aware of the kind of negative impact that he had on her. She was willing to do anything to get out of there, Rob says. That's very interesting. Divorce documents reveal Monique and McKee's marriage was brief, lasting from 2015 to 2017, citing incompatibility. I wonder if he tried to perhaps, what's the word I'm looking for, drag on divorcing her. And I'm really curious to see, like, when is the last time he actually spoke to her? Was she getting, like, harassment calls or anything like that? Maybe. In her wedding vows to Spencer, Monique reflected on her past relationship, saying in her vows, quote, from day one, I knew you were something special. I had quite a journey to get to you. Countless bad Bumble dates. Is that a dating website? Wrong relationships and waterfalls of tears, but it was worth every cringing second because it led me to you, Monique said. Rob expressed that the family's desire for justice, stating, we just want justice and we just want justice and we want the person that took so much from not just us as a family, but so many people, more people, and obviously the kids especially. We want the person to pay for what they did. Interesting. Let's see here. The wedding pictures is just really a stark difference between the two. You can just tell. 27:53. Okay. All right, let me see here. Holly wants me to play something. Secret in the Dark, 27:53. Oh, okay, Holly, I can't play the whole thing. Is there a specific part? The video is just, hold on. The video is 27:53. Okay. All right. So moving on here, we're going to Ohio authorities say Michael McKee, the ex-husband, Monique Tepe, is responsible for the kill. Yeah, we know that. All right, we're going to get into some of the malpractice as well, which in my opinion is a very interesting part of this, because I wonder, hey Soldier Girl, good to see you. I'm wondering, does this have anything to do with it? That's the one I was playing right there. Okay, here we go.
Was given to us by the surgery group that he worked for, turned out to be a fake address. It was an address that doesn't exist.
A search for a doctor now accused in connection with a high-profile double murder right here in Columbus. All of it months before police say he shot and killed his ex-wife and her new husband. It's exclusive information we're uncovering tonight. We're talking nearly a dozen failed attempts to serve surgeon Michael McKee with a malpractice lawsuit out of Nevada. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Rodney Dunnigan.
And I'm Isabel Hinson. The attorney who filed that lawsuit says recent attempts led to fake addresses, questionable state-issued phone numbers, and claims that Dr. McKee had just disappeared. Investigator Lisa Rontola joins us live in studio to break down her findings. Lisa?
Well, months before, police say vascular surgeon Michael McKee killed his ex-wife and her new husband in their Weinland Park home. He was added to a malpractice lawsuit out of Nevada. The lawyer who filed that suit says the normal process to serve Dr. McKee with that suit
became very abnormal. In this exclusive interview, Las Vegas lawyer Dan Laird tells me Dr. McKee seemed to have vanished. Months before walking into a Chicago area courtroom this week, arrested for the Columbus murders of his ex-wife and her new husband. How serious can these cases be?
They can be very serious.
Vascular surgeon Michael McKee was added to a malpractice lawsuit out of Las Vegas, which claims he failed to train a physician's assistant who injured a patient at Las Vegas Surgical Associates LLP in 2023. Las Vegas lawyer Dan Laird filed the case.
Some physicians who are sued for the first time take it very personally and heavily, and it can be devastating.
But Laird can't say how Dr. McKee responded. Since September of last year, McKee was unable to be found. Dr. McKee almost really became a phantom, a ghost, if you will.
That's what it seemed like.
In this declaration of due diligence filed with...
Why was he running? It just does not, like, to me, I feel like there's something more here that he doesn't want maybe the courts to know about something. I don't even know what. Because, yeah, but like, did he not have malpractice insurance? Like, what the hell was he? So, you got to have malpractice insurance if you're a doctor. But was he not paid up on his malpractice insurance? So, it's very, very weird to me. Because your insurance, their malpractice insurance pays for that. Right? So doctors get sued all the time and their insurance takes care of it. That's what malpractice insurance is. So I just don't understand.
Nevada's
here.
Clark County District Court, Laird's process server lists at least 9 times of trying to track down Dr. McKee. He said McKee's address provided by the medical group doesn't exist.
There is no such street. There is no such address.
McKee's phone number listed with the Nevada Medical Board led to a fax tone from a fax machine. In October, Laird's team reached out to the other surgeons listed in the case, McKee's former colleagues.
No, he definitely had a license. He definitely had a license to practice in Nevada. Yeah, I've seen it.
Surgeon's current contact. What did Dr. Caravella say?
He said he has no idea where Dr. Michael McKee is now. Said
Yes,
he just
that is correct.
disappeared.
Don't they leave some sort of contact?
So they tend to be highly responsible people. They're not the kind of people who just disappear suddenly. And this was very surprising to us.
With more dead ends on social media like Facebook and LinkedIn, Laird tracked McKee to Rockford, Illinois in November. Repeated phone calls.
I was just thinking about this. I bet you the reason he moved back to Illinois was something to do with this lawsuit. Because he didn't want them to be in contact with him. Right? That's why he didn't renew his license in Nevada. And he left. I don't think he wanted to move from Nevada, but he did because of this, whatever, this, they were being sued. You know what I mean? Guys, yes, please hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate it. Very, very much. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family. Would love to have you
Calls
join.
were not answered or returned.
I
He
think
did
that's it.
not know. McKee's ex-wife Monique Tepe and her new husband Spencer were shot and killed in their Columbus home in December. And McKee was charged in both murders this month. I told him that this week.
Shocking. If you listed out the people who would likely be
Yes. Yep. That's absolutely true. His license was current. Now, it was in Illinois and another state, if I remember correctly, but he let it lapse in Nevada.
to be accused of committing a double homicide, a fully trained vascular surgeon would be at the bottom of my list.
A judge granted the declaration of due diligence in the malpractice case in October. That means McKee can now be served in the malpractice lawsuit with a notice filed in the newspaper. This is only the second time in 12 years. Lawyer Dan Laird tells me he's had to do this. I did try to call the medical group where Dr. McKee worked in Nevada. No one called me back. On your side, I'm investigator Lisa Rontola.
Thank you for watching the ABC 6 News.
That's just so
YouTube
weird to
channel,
me.
bringing you
That's just so weird to me. Yeah, he was being sued because of an instrument being left inside of a patient, and they're supposed to count them or whatever. Okay. One second.
But here's what we need to understand.
Okay. Let me pull this up. Now, listen to this. I think this is the one where they talk about what was left. I pulled it up last night somewhere. It was like 8 point some inches left. And, it really damaged this person.
Is currently in custody facing murder charges in Ohio. Here in the Valley, he faces a medical malpractice lawsuit alongside Las Vegas Surgical Associates, which is where he worked on the southwest side of the Valley. Michael David McKee was arrested in Rockford, Illinois on Saturday on 2 counts of murder in connection with the deaths of Spencer Tepe and his wife, Monique Tepe, in Columbus, Ohio. According to divorce records,
Oh, here it is.
McKee and Monique
Here it is. Right here. Look at this right here. It was a catheter device as a result of the failure of Peter Caravella, MD, and Michael David McKee, MD, to properly train and supervise their person that helps him at the surgery, caused the catheter or device to shear or fracture, leaving an 8.6-inch portion of the device in the plaintiff's body. And this was July 5th, 2023. A foreign substance other than medication or a prosthetic device was unintentionally left within the body of the plaintiffs following surgery. On or around July 5th, 2023, plaintiff was transported by ambulance to an acute care hospital, whereupon he underwent emergency surgery to retrieve the device. That's crazy. Try this. Christy, I think I can't remember about the pillow. The Michael's family he was the one that talked about the pillow. I can't remember if they said suffocate or not, but I don't understand why you would put that over someone's face other than trying to do something to them. You know what I mean? Look at Rob here with the NBC News. Actually, hold on. Let me see this.
In 2023, Las Vegas lawyer Dan Laird filed the case.
Some physicians who are sued for the first time take it very personally and heavily, and it can be devastating.
But Laird can't say how Dr. McKee responded. Since September of last year, McKee was unable to be found. Dr. McKee almost really became a phantom, a ghost, if you will.
That's what it seemed like.
In this declaration of due diligence filed with Nevada's Clark County District Court, Laird's process server lists at least 9 times of trying to track down Dr. McKee. He said McKee's address provided by the medical group doesn't exist.
There is no such street. There is no such address.
McKee's phone number listed with the Nevada Medical Board led to a fax tone from a fax machine.
I agree, Crime Cricket.
October, Laird's team reached out to
Something.
the other surgeons listed in the case, McKee's former colleagues, for the vascular surgeon's current contact.
What did Dr. Kara
I wonder if he had like a gambling problem. Him being in Vegas and all that. He doesn't seem to have a lot to be of a doctor.
Dr. Michael McKee is now said he just disappeared.
Don't they leave some sort of contact?
So they tend to be highly responsible people. They're not the kind of people who just disappear suddenly. And this was very surprising to us.
With more dead ends on social media like Facebook and LinkedIn, Laird tracked McKee to Rockford, Illinois in November. Repeated phone calls were not answered or returned. He did not know McKee's ex-wife Monique Tepe and her new husband Spencer were shot and killed in their Columbus home in December. And McKee was charged in both.
I mean, I don't know. He could have a substance problem, but it may not, be with the hospital or whatever.
Murders
But
this
it's very
month.
weird.
I told him that.
Did he, was he scared of getting, hey, Sarah, was he scared of them looking into him because of this lawsuit?
This week.
Is there something that
Shocking.
they're going to
If you
find
listed
or
out the
did find?
people who would likely be to be accused of committing a double homicide, a fully trained vascular surgeon would be at the bottom of my list.
A judge granted the declaration of due diligence in the malpractice case in October. That means McKee can now be served in the malpractice lawsuit with a notice filed in the newspaper. This is only the second time in 12 years. Lawyer Dan Laird tells me he's had to do this. I did try to call the
Wow.
medical group where Dr.
Twice in
McKee
12
worked
years.
in
That's it.
Nevada. No one called me back. On your side, I'm investigator Lisa Rontola.
Thank you for watching the ABC6 News YouTube channel.
I don't know if I would go to Vegas for a doctor. I've seen so many things with Vegas doctors. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, it's just crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure if I would do that or not. So let me see here. What is this? What is this? 1 second, guys. Was supervising. Okay, this is it. Look at this. I'm going to play this little part right here about this surgical association. Very, very interesting. He's so strange. He is. He's so strange, man. Look at this right here.
Back here in the Valley, McKee is facing a medical malpractice lawsuit, along with the Las Vegas Surgical Associates, located on the southwest side of town. Legal documents state he worked there for 2 years. Court documents obtained by Channel 13 state McKee was supervising another medical provider who left an 8.5-inch catheter inside a patient's leg in 2023. Defense attorneys say McKee was on site at the time of the incident, but
I think at least since September, Navy Mama. Maybe June, but definitely I think since September he's been planning this. Yeah, doctors cannot write scripts for family members or anything like that. Like you can't write them for like your husband. You can't write them for your spouse or anything like that. It's against the rules.
wasn't the supervising physician. According to the Nevada State Board of Medical Examiners, McKee had a medical license in Nevada that was active between March 6, 2023 and June 30th, 2025. I did reach out to the Las Vegas Surgical Associates tonight to get a response to the lawsuit, but I have not heard back yet. As for McKee, he is expected back in court on the 23rd, but that hearing could be vacated if he is transported back to Ohio. Reporting in Las Vegas, I'm Shelley Leggett.
I never forget my ex told me I should have taken you. Oh my God, Cindy. You know, my heart just really goes out to anybody who's ever had any sort of DV or anything like that. That's got to be really scary. A becoming procedure doctor like that. Years, I believe 15 to achieve such success. Random years later, go to X and do this. I know, Misty. Like, he worked so fucking hard to achieve to be a doctor, and like, I have a friend who's a doctor, but he studied. He's from the UK, and like in the UK, it doesn't take as long to become a doctor as it does here. He's like, it takes so long to become a doctor here. In the UK, it's not like that. You know, here in the United States, college is you take so much shit that you're never going, like, you just take these random ass classes that you don't need that for your specific skill. You got to have a college, class for this and this before you even get to, training to be a doctor or a surgeon. It's so weird. It's just money. It's just money here. It's all it's about. Oh, really? Baby kisses. That's what I was asking. I wonder how many he owns. To me, he just didn't seem like the type of guy that would own a lot of pew-pews. You know what I mean? But all of that. Crime cricket. It can depend, and if it's controlled or not. You can't write any controlled like that. I've been nursing advisors. I'll be damned if I run my life. Exactly, Misty. I just can't imagine. And like, you just saw his from like he achieved. He excelled in everything that he did from middle high school on up. He was top 5 in his, what was it? It was like he played like basketball and all of that. I just don't understand. It just shows you that emotions can trigger anybody. Oh, here it was. Hold on. I had it. Oh, here it is. Right here it was. Where he excelled. Michael McKee is a senior and ranked 5th in his class with a 3.9 GPA. He is a commended National Merit Scholar Biology Student of the Year of the National Honor Society. Other honors and awards he won include placing in the top 25 in Ohio University's American History Contest and special mention All Ohio in football. He is active student council, key club, and is an altar server at St. Nicholas Parish. McKee also plays football, spending 3 years on the varsity team, and enjoys golf, hunting, and fishing. McKee plans on pursuing a pre-med major in college and aspires to become a surgeon one day. everything that he aspired to do, he did great, and aspired to be also a surgeon, became a surgeon. So it's just weird to me. I don't know. Okay. We're going to get to Ashley Banfield right here. From what I understand, he put out he was in the kind of doctor was rare and hard. I mean, I think he got in trouble in Nevada with other things from what I understand, and it wasn't good. I don't know how phenomenal he really
Next
was,
guest,
but
Phil Waters. He's a retired homicide detective with a lot more cases under his belt than me, 400 of them at the Houston Police Department. Phil, it's good to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for doing this. So is it your expertise, my friend, that criminals simply seem to think they're invisible while driving in the dark?
oh no, we played that one. Sorry, that wasn't the one. Let's hear the big mistake that got Michael McKee arrested in the murder of his ex, Monique Tepe, and the dentist. It's coming from the New York Post. What do you think his biggest mistake was, in your opinion, chap? What was his biggest mistake? Hey, Kelly. His biggest mistake was going there in the first place, but like with the crime, I mean, he lived so far away, and the cameras are just like there. Shell casings. He didn't throw away his pew. Driving his own car. Huge. Seeing on camera everywhere. Yeah, keeping the pews, thinking he was above the law. I really do. I think that I agree, Peekaboo. I do think that sometimes these very arrogant people like McKee and Koberger, they think that they can outdo law enforcement. They know, they know science. Right? In the end, McKee was linked to the crime through his car, which was seen 325 miles from his home and near the murder scene on December 30th, the night of the unalivings, according to court documents obtained by People. McKee's car, quote, arrived just prior to the homicides and shortly after, end quote. Detectives noted in the court documents, adding that the vehicle was later found near his workplace in Rockford, Illinois. Evidence shows McKee owned the car, was uncovered by detectives, leading them to suspect Monique's ex, according to the court documents. He seemed to be really careless with it. Yeah, I mean, he's pleading guilty. But what's his defense going to be? You think it's going to be he's framed? I'm just framed. It would seem like he didn't even care about getting caught, but not enough to turn himself in my opinion. Biggest mistake, not getting the help he knew and aware. Being doctor, knows and understands struggles. There was signs before this, I'm sure. Yeah. But something triggered this. Something triggered. You don't just not unalive your ex 10 years later if something didn't trigger it. He's going to claim police incompetence. You think so? Do you think that the 911 call from the neighbor's house at 3 a.m. was him going to the wrong address? Oh, the call from like a week prior. I don't think that I really don't think that call is anything personally. It's the rejection he couldn't take. I think that's part of it. You know what I mean? He was living in Virginia at the time of the divorce, which was believed to be amicable, was finalized. The outlet reported the couple had no children together. No motive has yet been given for the shooting by police. I mean, look at this map, guys. This is in the heart of Columbus. Do you know how many fucking cameras there are? Justin, I think was another New Year's alone, and the New Year's was coming in. Maybe he was under the influence of something, alcohol, etc. I don't think it was rejection because they had been divorced for years. I think it does point toward rejection, but I also think it's jealousy, right? He didn't have anything. He didn't have really anything to show for, right? He didn't have a woman. He didn't have kids. He didn't have, the 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house with 2.5 kids and the white picket fence, right? If it becomes a federal case, it won't be televised. Yes, that is true. That is true. I mean, he had to know that they were coming for him. Nobody else, according to the family, said, "Hello, animal keeper. Good to see you, my friend." Yeah, jealousy. True Justin low in his life and couldn't cope. Yeah. Sometimes you just feel like, and I think everybody feels like this at times, everything is stacking against you, right? Like you have something happen and then something else will happen and it just kind of feels like it collapses on you. It's just a temporary feeling, but that's the way it feels in the moment. And then like you see, for instance, he had this thing happening in Nevada with the malpractice. Maybe there's more there that we don't know that he might be trying to run from or hide from or whatever. And then you have you feel like, well, I'm nearly 40 now. I don't have the wife. I don't have anything. His parents died not too long ago. Maybe it was just all that. She passed. Well, it wasn't that. It's been a little while. It's 2018, I think it was. She passed. But then his dad passed later. A lot of people live there, and even more walk and drive through there. It's off campus housing neighborhood for even one of the guys that spoke out that said that he knew McKee very well, probably as good as anybody, that he never dated that they were aware of. Never dated. And I wonder, like, McKee and Monique knew each other for years, even as, young teenagers. And I wonder if it was just like he thought maybe he has trouble pursuing women. It did state his hobbies. Yes. He enjoyed hunting and fishing. Yes. Would explain some of the weapons. And to me, I just don't see that. I just don't see him hunting and fishing. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but he just doesn't look like it to me. I don't know. She was a symbol of his failure. Yes, I do agree with that. Alafide, he couldn't handle failure. You're probably right in that. I think whatever he did, he had to succeed. Failure was not an option. Add on to it his second breakup and the malpractice. He couldn't handle not being perfect, in my opinion. That's a really good way of looking at it. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. I don't think so either. I believe those are just one-time photos. What are one-time photos? He thought the neighbor of random would be his protection. How dare. Yeah. How she left probably hurt him deeply. I think so. I think it did. I don't think he was expecting that at all. All of him fishing, yeah. But apparently he says he likes to fish. That's like one of his favorite hobbies, and that and hunting and fishing, I think it was. But we shall see. We shall see. See if there's anything new here. Clearly targeted. Clearly. What's this? 1 second. Ooh, this is new. What's this? Oh, this is brand new. Hold on, let me pop this up. Depression when untreated, possibly. But also, if he was taking, and we don't know again, but if he was taking steroids, that could have an impact as well.
Couple in a targeted domestic violence attack. Steve Levine and Aaron Simon at Rivera's
Hit that thumbs up, guys, if
talked
you're just
about this
joining
case
us.
that has made national headlines. Aaron kicks off our team coverage tonight.
Yes, good evening to you both. Now, this is the first time Columbus police and city leaders have held a media briefing involving the murders of Spencer and Monique Tepe. This does come as Monique's ex-husband, Dr. Michael McKee, awaits extradition in an Illinois jail. Columbus police say the investigation into Spencer and Monique Tepe's murders is ongoing as they continue to collect evidence.
We can't speak to all the specific details related to this case, so we don't want to jeopardize the ultimate goal of conviction. But what we can say, this was a targeted attack.
Columbus police confirming this video of a person of interest walking towards the Tepe's property is Monique's ex-husband, Dr. Michael McKee, now charged with their murders. Columbus police say video of McKee's car was seen in the area before the time of the murders, leaving shortly after. 8 years after their divorce, McKee's motive remains unclear.
Can you tell us if McKee and Mrs. Tepe had any contact leading up to this incident, months, weeks?
Any stalking concerns there?
Again, what we can share with you, we are sharing with you. There are some things that we can't share for investigative
Okay, that's
purposes.
interesting.
Police tell us there were no complaints or
That's
reports
interesting.
filed.
She did not answer that. Was there any stalking concerns? Again, we can't answer that. To me, sometimes a non-answer is an answer. Could be wrong on that. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Crime Cricket. That's very kind of you. Thank you, love. I appreciate that. Good to see you. But they're not telling us anything anyway. They're not telling us, but was there any stalking or anything like that? We can't tell you at this time. Okay.
Against McKee prior to the attack. No indications of him disturbing the Tepes. But how did McKee access their home?
Unfortunately, we're not able to talk about that at this moment.
Columbus Mayor Andrew Ginther said evidence provided by the public helped point McKee as the suspect.
It's a clear example of how public safety is strongest when police and community are working together.
At 9:42 Saturday morning, federal ATF agents took McKee into custody at a Chick-fil-A near a Rockford area hospital where he was employed as a vascular surgeon. Authorities also confirmed
Oh
multiple
my
guns were
God.
taken.
They picked him up at a Chick-fil-A. They arrested you with Jesus's chicken? What the hell? You were arrested with Jesus's chicken? You have sinned. Do you know what? You just literally scarred those little precious children working at the Chick-fil-A. My pleasure, sir. What the hell is going on? WWJD. What would Jesus do? You are one. That should be a charge right there. What is Chick-fil-A? Kelly, my heart. You don't know what Chick-fil-A is? It's Jesus's chicken. It's it's the modern day church chain. Like, these kids are like pretty much Amish, and they come to you with a smile every time. Their little iPads. Hi, welcome to Chick-fil-A. How can I serve you today? Oh, we have a homosexual there. How can we serve you today, sir? Yes, I would like a Chick-fil-A sandwich, a lemonade, and some of those nuggets. Thank you. Pull around. My pleasure. Do you see that bitch? Do you see that bitch? She's wearing makeup. The waffle flies. Yes. Waffle flies, I said. Waffle. I'm upset. My brother's a manager at one. Thank you. Your brother is just like up there with JC. I cannot believe they arrested him. If he gets the death penalty, what do you want for your last meal? Well, I was trying to eat my meal before I was arrested. But, so let's go with Chick-fil-A. You hate waffle fries? Are you serious? You hate waffle fries? Luigi was at the McDonald's. He was at the McDonald's. Maybe spam. You go to Hawaii, there's a lot of spam. You forgot. Yes. Yes. What is your name? I'm not going to say it. Never mind. Hold the pickles. I mean, they are closed on Sunday. That's how it is there. I mean, they're just amazing. I just cannot believe
From the
this.
home with the murder weapon also located. As attention only continues to grow on the case, Mayor Ginther stating every unsolved homicide in the city is treated with the same amount of intention. Once again, limiting what information can be relayed to media to not disrupt the investigation.
One thing we can still offer this family is the best possible chance at a conviction and justice for this unspeakable crime.
Investigators say McKee has invoked his rights, meaning he is not speaking with police. This does come as he remains in an Illinois jail. But of course, there are many unanswered questions involving the investigation into these murders. Our Steve Levine takes off our coverage from here.
Investigation with many unanswered questions. And I can tell you that we did press Columbus Police for answers. We repeatedly asked them for details in this case. Detectives still following up on tips, evidence, and video. But we can tell you work already underway.
Well, it was at the Chick-fil-A near his job, apparently. No Chick-fil-A in prison. No, ma'am. Yeah, Cindy. Back and feed. Ooh, the cold there. That's right. Mother chicken. Mother chicken.
To return McKee to Ohio.
This is still an active and ongoing investigation.
Columbus police telling us despite Michael McKee locked up and charged with aggravated murder in the shooting deaths of his ex-wife Monique Tepe and her husband Spencer, the case far from over. Investigators still pursuing evidence and tips.
We can't speak to all the specific details related to this case, so we don't want to jeopardize the ultimate goal of conviction.
Columbus police not releasing any details about a motive, how McKee entered the Tepe home, and the types of guns found in McKee's Chicago high-rise condo in Lincoln Park. One of those weapons linked to the Tepe homicides.
Neighbors had said that they had seen McKee in the neighborhood and in front of the Tepe home days before the homicide. Can you confirm that?
At this time, we're unable to talk about specific information.
I mean, seriously, like after church on Wednesday, we would go get Chick-fil-A. I would show up in my little khakis. Oh, it was the best. It was the best. The one we have is so, every Chick-fil-A is busy. It's terrible. They have 2 drive-throughs, right? And they have like 20 orders ahead of you, but they do it quick. They do it quick, generally.
But again, when we get additional information, we'll be more happy to share it.
Police telling us plans are underway to extradite McKee to Ohio. ABC 6 in the courtroom Monday in Rockford, Illinois, when McKee did not fight his extradition. We obtained this order signed by McKee, agreeing to be returned to Columbus to face murder charges.
The determination of whether or not it will be.
Chick-fil-A is a chicken sandwich shop. It's they don't sell like chicken legs or chicken anything like that. It's just like a bun, a pickle, and a juicy chicken breast. And it comes with waffle fries, or you can get the nuggets. They breed their own chickens for those chicken breasts. Yeah. And they only hire Jesus' children. That's it. That's it.
Detectives
I don't know where they come
Columbus
from.
or an outside entity, likely an outside entity, but the logistics are being worked out as we speak.
Any idea when that will happen?
I don't know when that will happen.
Columbus police telling us McKee not cooperative with investigators when they tried to interview him in Rockford, Illinois, where he was arrested. ABC 6 requested an interview with McKee. Winnebago County Jail Administration telling us in this email they are not allowing any interviews with the murder suspect. Now, authorities have 10 days to return McKee to Columbus. A hearing set for next Friday in Rockford for the court to get an update on McKee's.
Absolutely. Yes. The chickens, they are married prior to breeding. Yes. Those eggs, let me tell you something. Those eggs, they have got to be fertilized before a chicken hatches.
Extradition if he is not brought back by then. In the studio, Steve Levine, ABC 6 News.
Steve, thank you very much. And as he just mentioned, a big question still in all of this tonight, what was the motive?
One family member says Monique had talked openly about the emotionally abusive toll that brief marriage had taken, the one with McKee. Here's ABC 6's Terry Sullivan.
She just had to get away from him. Rob Misla, the brother-in-law of Monique and Spencer Tepe, now speaking out about the man accused of killing the couple. Misla says Monique told him her ex-husband, Dr. Michael McKee, was emotionally abusive.
Myself and many others were well aware of kind of the negative impact that he had on her.
Absolutely
He was
sandwich.
willing to do anything to get out of there.
McKee is charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder. Investigators say he shot and killed the couple last month.
Your name, sir, for the record? Michael McKee.
Divorce documents show Monique and McKee's marriage was brief. They married in 2015 and split abruptly in 2017, citing they were incompatible. Monique speaking about her past relationships in her wedding vows to Spencer.
From day one, I knew you were something special. I had quite a journey to get to you, countless bad bumble dates, wrong relationships, and waterfalls of tears. But it was worth every cringing second because it led me to you.
We just want justice. We want this person that took so much from not just us as a family, but so many more people, and obviously the kids especially. We want this person to pay for what they did.
On your side, Terry Sullivan, ABC 6 News.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Miss Terry Sullivan. 6 News. Credit goes to you. Now we got to go get a chicken party for the end of Justin. Well, y'all got to hit the thumbs up. With my sister is a semi. With my sister in a semi. Oh, okay. Baby kisses. I thought you were saying you were calling your sister a semi. I was like, that's not very nice. We had to go to Georgia to get a load of fresh butchered chicken. We had to wait for several hours. I was driving sometimes this fall, and I got behind a turkey truck. I felt so bad for those turkeys. There was feathers flying everywhere. That's sad. It was really sad the way that they are just, I mean, they're all just smashed on this rig. If she was stalked, why put all your business on social media? I don't know. I really don't know. I truly don't know. But it's crazy. Yeah, it is Dreamcatcher. You're on your best behavior at Chick-fil-A. All of us are. All of us. I heard she didn't have social media. I don't know. I really don't know about that. So, guys, I will be back here in a little bit. We are going to be doing another case. I may go live about Jack and Lily, but there's another case that I want to cover as well. It's a case out of Washington State. Oh, I didn't play that. I just exited out of it. There is a lady that's missing, and has been missing for a while. She got in a car with this guy, and they don't know where she's at, and they're trying to get a hold of him, and they don't know where, I don't guess they know where he's at either. I wonder if Linda, it's a crime still being stalked. I don't think she is now. Dream of a Hive. That was scary for her. That was really scary for her. Feel bad for her. Becky, it'll be about an hour. It's like 7:15. I'll probably go live around 8:15. So yeah, it's craziness. So yeah, I'll be back. I want to do a Sebastian live as well. I need to get up to date on the buffoonery that's going on. They had a big thing tied to force them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, guys. Someone, they went missing, had 5 kids after partying and she tried to call 911, say something. Someone took their phone and never seen again. Wow. Thank you, Cindy. All right, guys. Much love, everyone. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Hopefully you join. Love you guys. Bye-bye.